He's rocking that smooth jazz voice, I can tell.
Yeah, he is. That's okay. You want to
jazz.
know what's awesome, though?
Jessie Rose in the house to show you right.
Chuck. It's the road, though. I can fix all of that.
Oh, you can. Oh, yeah.
Because road rules.
Our recordings do have a better sound with this piece of equipment.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's much. I sound much more sexy.
I wasn't going to go that far, but sure, Nigel, sure.
Yes, y'all. To the break of dawn, y'all.
There we go.
Does that sound
yeah,
good?
we're good.
How's
Yeah.
that sound? Bree Burrows in the house. Yeah. You're already recording. I see that. How's the music? Is the music not? Are you good with that? No, I'm not talking about that music. I'm talking about the background music.
No, I think we're good.
You think we're good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
Can you guys hear all right? Do I need to turn you up?
No, I'm fine.
I can hear it well.
Yeah, just make sure you eat the microphone. That's the best way to do it. Just
Eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it.
I mean, just treat this like your lover.
Come get one of our flatbread pizzas.
Damn, I wish I was your lover. Really? You're going to sing along with me on that one?
Oh, I am. I'm sorry.
I only do beatboxing, kind of.
Oh, yeah. Give us some of that.
Ooh, yeah, that's a first.
I don't do that either. I'm just joking.
If we get
No good.
like, what's
No
the
good.
number of beers that gets you to the point where you will
beatbox? Oh man, that could be quite a few. It takes me a lot to get there.
Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, promotional products and design. They cover your brand bumper to bumper with graphic design, promo products, and print. See what Dire Oil Graphics can build for you at direoil.com. That's DYEROIL.com.
Smooth jazz. Welcome to Beers with Nigel.
A show about beer and
Other stuff.
Other stuff.
Other things.
Other things.
Other things. We're on the road again.
You want me to sing again? You give me that look like I'm on the road again.
I figured you wanted to take that. If I said on the road, you were going to go with it. We're at Trails Brewing. We're on the square in downtown Independence, Missouri.
That's right. Right across. I saw Clinton's over there.
Clinton's? What's Clinton's?
Ice cream.
I know nothing about that.
It's famous.
It's apparently not.
Harry Truman worked there
You're
when he was younger.
You're a Brit.
British people like ice cream, actually.
But you don't like Harry Truman.
Wow. We're off on a good note. We're
starting this show strong.
I hate Harry Truman, apparently. Yeah, we're at Trails. Welcome to the show, Jessie Rose, head brewer. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Look, he's got those smooth tones.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a good podcast right here. Yeah. You ever been told that you got a silky smooth voice?
I haven't done much radio, or podcast.
Well, it's not too late, man. You could be a.
You can start at any time.
Yeah.
You can teach me, Nigel.
That's all it takes is another flunky decided to do it with you. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you just need another fool for a friend, and it all works out.
I've got plenty of fools for friends. So how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, man.
You doing well?
Yeah,
it's been a long time coming. We've been talking about doing this for I don't know how long.
Yeah,
probably a good year.
Glad we got together to make it happen.
Yeah. So we're in the Trails tap room on the square in Independence. It's kind of bustling right now for happy hour. Some people in here. The background music is good. A little Humpty dance.
Can you do the Humpty?
Yeah, I can actually.
I was waiting to see if you'd actually get up and do it. We don't have the cameras rolling, but it'd still be good.
But no, we're not going to do that today. Not going to do that. So let's talk beer.
Awesome.
Tell us, for those who don't know about Trails, give us the whole rundown.
So, Trails has been open for about 3.5 years. Obviously, like the COVID shutdown kind of hampered some things. But we opened in 2019, I believe, and have been growing ever since. Currently, we're in, I believe, around 35 locations outside of the tap room. So a lot of Hy-Vees in eastern Jackson County, a number of craft beer bars and whatnot. So, we're just excited to expand and kind of get our brand out there.
How long have you been here?
So I helped open this. So I've been here from the get-go. It was conceptualized by my now 2 business partners. So I moved back from Michigan to help open this place about 4 years ago. I was in Michigan for about 14 years, but I grew up here and in the Brookside area, and the craft beer scene has definitely changed over the years.
Oh, yeah. Since you guys have been open, definitely it's expanded a little bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So were you in beer in Michigan?
Yeah. So I've been brewing professionally for almost 11 years now. So I worked originally for Saugatuck Brewing Company. I worked at Bell's for a number of years as well. So I've seen what to do and what not to do, and I'm still doing both. So it's always a learning experience.
Yeah. We didn't cover the rules.
We didn't cover the rules. That's okay.
So there's rules. Have a beer. We have beer, so we do have beer. Junior, we have beer. I saw Junior earlier, by the way, at Diametric. Well, you seemed shocked and appalled that I saw him.
No. We had a message on the old Facebooks the other day. Somebody was ready to come watch us record just to harass Junior.
That would be Charlie and Cheryl.
That would be Charlie and Cheryl. Okay.
Yeah. Welcome. We said we have a studio audience. Charlie and Cheryl, love them. They're awesome.
Background.
So we have beer. If you need to burp, just lean into the microphone and burp, please. If you cuss, please do it. This is not a family show. The only child that listens to the show is Nick's dad.
Well, look.
Nick's son.
My son could be my dad.
Yeah. He's an old.
He was born at 82.
He's an old soul, for sure. So
he's older than me.
Yeah. So you poured me a beer. What are we drinking?
This is Kaimanawa Express. So people don't understand the name because it's something I Googled.
Google.
But it's supposed to be kind of like a Pony Express kind of thing. We're trying to keep with the theme originally, and we've strayed from that a long time ago. But Kaimanawa is a New Zealand horse, so Pony Express.
There we go.
Nelson Sauvin hops and Enigma.
Yeah.
So
It's a stretch.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah. I like to keep it cryptic.
Well, look, it sticks with the theme if you've got a few minutes to explain.
Yeah. Yep. And we don't stick with the theme anymore. So.
At what point were you like, we're just screw the Three Trails thing?
I never really liked it. So, I didn't name the place. I just named the beers.
Nice. So
do you have like a list of possible beer names, or do you guys go by committee when it's time to name them?
Nope. It's just kind of.
It's just like whatever.
It is literally like a spur of the moment kind of thing. It's like, okay, now I need to make a label.
What's the name gonna be?
Yeah.
Is that also how you come with your recipes?
Just randomly.
Recipes. When I come
that
up,
was decent. That was good. That was good.
There was no cry burp.
I'm not a burper, so
You're not a burper?
I'm not going to be able to challenge
You don't burp? You can't, or you can't burp. I know somebody who cannot burp. Actually,
cannot burp.
Yeah,
I can burp. I just
physically cannot
I'm just
burp.
not like a
out loud burper. But if it happens, just go with it.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Look, it takes a few episodes, I think, to get comfortable. Unless you're Alana, and Alana, we would hear from a mile away.
Shout out to Alana. Shout out to Alana. So Jesse, let's talk about your backstory, man. So there was a time in your life you weren't drinking good beer. You remember those times. What were you drinking back then?
Okay, so I tell people this story all the time. So
see,
there is an unnamed bakery in town that used to make a beer with Boulevard wheat or make a bread with Boulevard wheat. And we used to procure those kegs from the bakery
Okay.
when we were in high school.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, we'd have parties with those. And years later, said owner was like, "Oh, I knew you guys used to take those kegs." so that's my first like craft beer, experience. But what did I drink before that?
Yeah.
Natty Light, maybe.
Some Natty Lights. Right on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, how do you even steal a keg? How's that even?
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's in high school. How do you steal
Are we
a keg?
strapping to the roof of the mom's station wagon? What are we doing here?
Right.
I mean, the owner's son might have had the keys to the bakery.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. And they just sat there, and it's like, there's only 3 kegs here. How is he not going to know that there's one missing?
Right.
Is this full like friends recon mission? Like, are you planning this out? And you got somebody on lookout to make sure there's nobody watching.
Yeah, well, no, not really, because it was just kind of like he has the keys.
There's beer available over there. Let's get it.
That's a pretty good story. I mean, I can't say I ever stole a keg in high school.
I didn't say anything about stealing. Anything.
Okay, procured. My bad.
Procured
Different
is a
word.
better word.
Different
That-
word.
yeah.
Procured. Found. You found it.
Found it.
Beer
behind a locked
appeared
door.
in somebody's car.
So you were procuring the Boulevard beer. Was that kind of the gateway? What point did you start making your own? Because obviously, I'm guessing you were a home brewer at
Yeah.
some point.
Or when did you decide Natty was not it?
Right.
Right off the bat. But yeah. So
When you could afford better?
So I was a home brewer at one point, and that came about because my younger brother. I don't know why this keeps going down the same rabbit hole, like drinking underage or whatever. But yeah. So my younger brother, bought me a homebrew kit from Northern Brewer when I turned 21. When he was 18, and I felt like he had ulterior motives. But yeah, so that's kind of the first homebrew I ever did, and it was it was a Newcastle brown ale knockoff kind of thing, and it tasted like shit.
Did you drink it?
Yeah.
Did I drink it? Yeah, I think I drank some of it. I don't know if I drank all of it. Some bottles were gushing through the roof and, whatever. You know how that goes if you've ever homebrewed in your life and had no idea what you were doing.
So you made this beer, then was the next one better? And how many batches did it take you to realize, oh, I'm actually not terrible like the first beer?
I'm not really sure. I tell people all the time, people will say like, oh, this batch of such and such beer is different than the last. And it's like, I feel like your taste buds migrate more so than, the actual product, assuming that the recipe is the same. But it's an agricultural product, so there's so much that goes into it.
Right.
When it comes to that kind of thing. I don't know when I made good beer. I really don't.
You don't.
I don't.
But you just kept making beer because you liked making it. What was it about making beer that got your interest?
Or was your brother just bribing you?
Oh no. I'm not even sure if he ever drank any. Well, he has now.
He didn't drink any of your beer.
Yeah,
Any of your home beer?
Not when he was 18, I don't think. He's obviously, tried the professional, product or whatever, but not that I'm a professional. I'm just still learning.
I mean, technically, you're a professional because you're taking money.
You are
I do
accepting
take-
money in
Yeah.
exchange for the beer.
Yeah,
I do
That
take
makes
money
you a
for it.
professional if you get money for doing something. I guess.
Sure.
Phrasing. I don't know.
Hey, they're professionals too. Nigel.
Mitchell Trubisky calls himself a professional.
Oh wow.
Wow.
We disparaged the quarterback on the show. That's the first time ever. Why him? Are you a Chicago Bears fan?
Oh no, not at all. Casey in and out.
Well, he's not. He's with the Steelers now, so there's that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So, what?
I was making.
Why his? Do you have a problem with Mitch Trubisky?
No, I was just making a joke earlier today that he's the highest paid backup quarterback in the NFL.
Well, he may not be a backup. this year.
No, he is the backup.
I mean,
that's the point.
so he's an actual. You say he's an actual backup quarterback.
Yeah, he's a backup quarterback
professional
that gets paid like a starter. and he actually doesn't get paid probably that much, but that was
more than us.
That was way more than
Oh,
us.
wait, I should.
Oh, you guys aren't getting paid for this podcast?
Well, I am. We just don't pay Nigel.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, that's not true.
You guys paying cash or?
It's actually rolls of quarters.
Pennies.
Perfect.
Pennies, actually. Rolls of
We
pennies.
got some pinball machines back there.
I think this is a good time for a mystery beer.
What's the time for?
Yeah.
Mystery beer.
Shout out to Bree Burrows for that lovely drop. So you saw the bag already, and you kind of deduced it came from a golf course. You actually named a golf course. We're not sure if it came from said golf course because the person that procured it is not speaking on it.
As long as you got the lingo down. Procure.
Now, he has agreed that he will tell the story if he comes on the show, right?
Yeah, but he's so flighty though. It's hard to pin him down. He knows he's never listened to the podcast. So Tony, fuck off.
Oh, yeah. Tony, you're off the list. You're not listening.
Now I saw him last night. I'm like, dude, you need to come on the podcast and explain where the bag came from. Not so much. So you get to pick a beer out of there, whichever one you want. We got extras today because shout out to Grains and Taps. They sent some beers. However, we play a game called Guess the ABV. So try not to look at the ABV. If you happen to see it, just don't say anything. But if you can, when you pull the beer out of the bag, you can tell people it's this beer from this brewery, blah 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 style, yada yada yada, and we'll pour it out, and then we'll include Cheryl and Charlie over there, and we'll all try to guess the ABV. I'm getting a call right now from South Salem, New York. Where is that? Anyone know?
I'm gonna guess that that's a spam.
Should I answer it?
Please do.
South Salem, New York. I've never heard of that.
We could.
We just patch them in. You can actually connect the phone to the Rode Podcaster Pro. Shout out to Rode.
Shout out to Rode, not Rody.
Not Rode, it's Rode. So RODE. So feel free to grab one of those out of there, and we'll talk why because you probably need both hands support.
We haven't done a blatant suck up to Rode in a while.
No, we need to. We need to from now on. Yeah. Look, he's a professional. He turned off the mic.
He turned off the mic before he laid it on the table.
Yeah.
Look, now we're going to test your real skill. Can you get all 6 glasses?
Well, it's a 16-ounce can.
To an even pour.
Oh, to an even pour, yeah. That's what we call the Mad Dog pour.
Right.
Shout out to Mad Dog from
the Angry Swede.
Angry Swede up in St. Joe. He took a 12-ounce bottle and poured it in 8 tasters all evenly. It was amazing. But you're doing a fine job. Did you ever bartend? He's been a bartender.
He's been a bartender before.
No, look, because he's very.
He's confident in that pour too.
He's just.
I mean, there's. But there's not a lot of hesitation.
I don't know now. It's close. That's close.
Not quite a Mad Dog.
Yeah, if you don't mind, slide a couple of those down there.
Down.
So what beer do we have there? I'll let you describe.
So I'm supposed to describe the character.
Well, not the character, but
give us the style.
Who's it from?
Grains and Taps. It's a red ale.
Good enough.
It's in the 16-ounce can. And
so let's take a taste and let's play the
red ale.
Let's play the feud. It's not the feud. It's the Price is Right technically.
I was gonna let it slide.
I should know the ABV because I work there, but I'm gonna say like 5.7%.
5.7 from Nigel.
Yeah.
Let's from the crowd.
Charlie,
we'll
you got?
repeat. What we got?
5.3.
5.3.
Cheryl.
5.5.
5.5. Okay.
Are these Price is Right rules? Or?
Yeah.
Close without going
I'm
over.
gonna go with 5.
5. He knows you've been watching The Price is Right, haven't you?
I think Cheryl's close, so I'm gonna go 5.6. Just to go over.
Actual retail ABV 5.9.
Oh.
Ooh.
So that means I was the closest.
believe you were closer.
5.7. So I get the rest of it. Look at that.
We cheated.
Well done. Well done. So how did you end up at 3 Trails? Let's talk about that. Well, no, let's back up. How did you go from?
How did you get out of Kansas City to Michigan?
Well, I mean, even before that, you're home brewing, and then there's at some point you really realize, oh, I want to do this as a job, as a profession. How did that happen?
I kind of fell into it. I had a couple of friends working at a brewery. So I worked in the pharmaceutical industry for a while, and
you say pharmaceutical, that's a lot of different things. You could have been slinging weed for all we know.
So I worked at a preclinical research company in Michigan. So obviously everybody knows who Pfizer is nowadays because they got drugs shot in their arm. Well, the guy I worked for was the CEO of Upjohn. Which was the company that merged with Pharmacia to form Pfizer, and that's all based out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, where I lived. So I worked there for a few years, and
also a good beer town.
It is a good beer town.
Yeah. Kalamazoo.
So, yeah. And, it's like close to Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids has some killer beer scene there as well. So, So anyway, I kind of just fell into it. I was like, I don't like injecting animals with drugs. So,
is that a beer name?
So
I don't like injecting animals.
I feel like that's
drugs.
An ale. I feel like that's going to be an ale. Yeah.
Saison.
It's a farmhouse.
Definitely a farmhouse ale. Well played. Let's see what you did do, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're here all week, aren't you? Tip your waitresses and waiters. So you didn't like doing that, and so that kind of lines up with the actual Angry Swede up in St. Joe. He worked in
pharmaceuticals.
And it translates to making shit. So making beer, because obviously you can't be a dummy and be in pharmaceutical whatever
testing.
Yeah, you can't really be a dummy. You got to have some sort of smarts. So did it translate?
So you had mentioned the question about like why do you do this? Like why do you make beer? And it's because I've done things that upset people, but making beer for the most part of the sense does not upset people.
Some people.
It's awesome to see people enjoy your product, which isn't all the time, but most of the time, I would like to think. So there's no better feeling than creating something that somebody enjoys, and on top of the fact that it's a mixture of art, it's a mixture of science, it's a mixture of process.
Do you feel like it leans more art, more science?
Not really. No, I don't. I think maybe the idea that the consistency is definitely more science, but the art is difficult every single time. That you try to formulate something new. You never really know how it's going to turn out. It's but you do things in a way that you have your background, your experience. You're doing it for a purpose, not just throwing stuff together, which a lot of people don't understand. But.
So you're doing the pharmaceutical thing, and you said you had some friends that worked at a brewery. What was the thing that spurred you to want to be a brewer?
Just a change, in my day-to-day.
Just a change?
Yeah, just a change.
Had you thought about being a brewer before that?
Well, sure. Yeah, like the home brewing thing is like people had my beer, like tried it and whatnot. And they're like, hey, like so-and-so's looking for somebody to help them out. So that was kind of, the avenue into what culminated into.
What was your first gig? Your first actual experience actually going into a brewery? Were you an assistant? Were you a volunteer? What were you doing?
Yeah, so I was a paid, employee. I was an assistant brewer, what they called it.
Cleaning up. Cleaning up.
Like washing kegs.
Yeah.
Cleaning tanks.
Yeah.
What most people from a larger brewery would call like a cellarman.
Is that really? I thought cellarman was actually something really fun. No, it's an assistant brewer, so they're just cleaning up shit.
Yeah, you're not running the brew house. and everybody thinks that like running the brew house is like this some glorious thing. It's not. It's somebody sitting on their ass.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I think it's one of those things. If you have a passion for it, I think you kind of like. At least the people that I know that work in breweries, there's something about it that has a vibe that you're like, oh yeah, I'm cleaning kegs, but I'm working at a brewery. That's why a lot of people do it for fucking free.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's
They
crazy.
shouldn't though. Don't work for free.
That should be illegal.
Don't work for free. I would never suggest that, but but keep it real. I've spurred many a person on. I'm like, you want to learn how to brew? Just come on a brew day, and that first we'll pay you in beer.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you're technically not working for free. You're getting something for your labor, but they get that little bit of taste of it. And if that's a thing that you want to do, hey, it's at the bug. Once the bug bites you.
I love beer. I love the beer industry. Brewers work too damn hard.
Thank you.
No way. Look, it's fun. Look, once a year, I'll go help on a brew day. That's enough.
Yeah, we've had a bunch of regulars that wanted to come in and see the process, and it's like, this is boring.
No, boring's not the word I use. It's just too much work.
Whatever.
I ain't made for labor.
He had the most leisurely brew day ever. Thanks,
Nolan.
Nolan at Transparent, because Nolan's system.
Look, it's the Mercedes.
We have the same system.
See what I'm saying?
Except ours is bigger.
You know what? So look, when it comes time
Larger
for me to play
than
again,
Nolan's.
Yeah.
I can play with Nolan. I can play here.
No, I'm gonna get you a brew day where you with a real grain out.
No.
The grain out you did was some bullshit.
Why do I want to work that hard?
Because I'm trying to coach you up.
Look, Coach, I'm just a closer.
He's
Bring
a
me in for the
closer.
ninth inning. That's all you need.
ABC, always be closing.
Just bring me in the ninth. I'll bring us home.
So you made the jump to brewer, assistant brewer, and once you got in, you're like, oh, I really want to do this. I mean, I'm curious to know what your mindset was, because everybody has a different story as to, some people. I know a guy around Kansas City, opened a brewery, was the brewer. Realized this is not for me, and now somebody else is brewing the beer. So
I think it goes back to part of that, creating something you can see that people enjoy. Because, like, nobody enjoys pharmaceutical drugs. I don't know if that was a correct statement. But, yeah, no, it's like being able to be present when somebody, tries your beer and seeing, their appreciation for something you created, not knowing, maybe how hard you worked, because,
right.
I don't grain out.
Yeah, so are you saying you to coach him up?
He probably has an assistant.
No assistant, just me.
What, the grain just disappears? What's going on over here?
Well, no, it's like, I have the same system as Nolan, so just drop the plow and
I mean, you still have to do a little bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
He's making excuse. You know what? He's telling you it's okay. He's telling me it wasn't good enough.
There's no manual.
What I'm saying is Nick knows exactly what you're going through.
Look, and I respect that he still works hard.
Yeah.
So is your enjoyment, your pride moment, is that when you finish the brew, or is it more here when you pull the tap and you serve somebody?
Oh, 100%. Well, I don't serve anybody. I try to be gone by the time people walk in here. But no, it's that anticipation that builds up to as it ferments, and you're like, oh man, that's a really good beer, which I don't say very often, just because I'm super critical.
Are
of
you
myself,
a harsh
but,
critic on yourself?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's a evolving process and tweaking. It's like people are like, oh, this tastes different. It's like, well, it's because it's a little bit different.
It's a living thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, Tony at Winship will attest. He's made several batches of his number one beer, Solar Tsunami, Hazy IPA. And there was one time he did it. It was not hazy. He was like, I have no idea. It's the exact same recipe, the exact same process. But, those ingredients, that shit's alive, man. Yeah. I mean, you think you have control of it, but you really don't.
Yeah. Have you had one that was really popular and you are looking at yourself going, that's not the beer I made? Or not the beer you wanted to make?
Yeah. I mean, that definitely happens. And it was more about, like, color. So it's happened a couple times, but and I was doing something I knew I shouldn't do. It was like harvest yeast from a dark beer to make an IPA that was supposed to be clear and turned out red, which is fine because I, named it appropriately. Yeah.
If you screw it up, just give it the right name.
Or
nobody
style.
knows. Nobody knows, yeah. Or, it's experimental. You know what I'm saying? Experimental beer.
Now, how early do you have to, because you have to turn in your name, right, pretty early to the state in Missouri, right?
They're pretty quick to return it. Well, they're not lately.
I mean, it's two people.
Right? And it's the
That's what it
government.
feels
They
like,
work
doesn't
at
it?
their own pace.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Are you turning in the name before the process is over?
No.
How does
no.
that? What is that?
Well,
what's that process like?
So, the first process is submitting to the federal government.
Right.
And then the secondary part of it is submitting to the state. The state is way slower than the feds, which is kind of crazy because the feds don't do anything.
Yeah, and let's keep it real. The state of Missouri, anything they do
is wrong.
Yeah.
You can do better. Isn't that the song?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to work for the state.
But yeah, the state's been kind of slow lately, but the feds have been really quick, honestly. Like, you submit, like, your label artwork if you're actually putting something on a can or something that's going to be distributed.
Right.
And they're very rarely are they have a problem with it as long as you kind of have cross your T's and dot your I's. Recently it was kind of funny. I called something thirst mutilator, and they didn't like that because
First what?
Thirst mutilator.
Thirst mutilator. They didn't like it?
They didn't like it because it was implying that it quenches your thirst or something like that.
It mutilates your thirst.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Which is even better.
But that's basically what they were saying, and so I changed it to Bicycle Days. Which, do you know what Bicycle Day is? Anybody?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll explain that off the podcast.
This is fair game on here.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
you could
We hit all the buttons. We check all the buttons.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Albert Hoffman. So this was on April 19th, and I'm like, all right, fuck these guys. Like, I'm pissed. Like, I'm gonna make something super suggestive, and Bicycle Day is about the creation of LSD, and
okay.
So Albert Hoffman took a ride after he was trying to create something that was geared for anxiety or something to that effect, something psychological, and he created LSD, and he wrote this in his journal, this whole experience of him riding his bicycle and all these colors and stuff that happened. So the can is very
psychedelic,
reminiscent of what that means. And like, I thought it was hilarious because like they denied it on April 19th, and I was like, all right, well, I'm going to talk about drugs.
I feel like
you don't
that's
like
appropriate.
you don't like thirst mutilator? Okay.
And they approved that apparently.
Oh yeah.
That was a cry burp.
100%.
I'm not even gonna look at him.
100%.
Wow.
Here, I'll go grab the can so you guys can see it.
Yeah. Let's do that. I like that. That's a great. That's our first LSD reference on the podcast. Charlie gave the thumbs up to the LSD reference. That's awesome. What are you looking at over there?
I was just making sure the button's right. You were peeking.
I'm always peeking.
No, you were peeking.
Always. Always peeking. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I like that.
So they approved that immediately, didn't they? Because they had no clue. That's
fantastic.
That's the state for you. Let me see that.
Look, good typography on there too.
That's awesome.
For those nerds.
So if you
I don't think that. Why you got him muted? He turned it off. He knows what he's doing, man. Golly, you're such a mean producer.
these cans actually have like holographic paper, so when they're not cold and sweating or whatever, not condensating,
They
they
change
actually
color?
have holographs.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I like that. Now, who came up with the can design?
So I do all the artwork as well.
Do you?
on the
Oh,
cans,
you're not just a brewer. He does the artwork. They pay you extra for that?
Well, I'm one of the owners. I
Do you pay yourself extra?
I should. Yeah, no, not
He
right
got
now.
he got himself the good system that he doesn't have to do a hard grain out.
But
That was his bonus.
That's where the money went.
but if you read the little blurb here, it says a trip through your senses. This beer packs notes of passion fruit and berry into a very sessionable experience.
I like that
Jimi
experience.
Hendrix reference.
I like that.
and the trip.
Yeah, way to fuck with the government.
Way to stick it to the man.
And they don't
Try
even
to do
know
as
it.
much as I can.
Hey, mystery beer time.
Mystery beer.
I'm gonna have Charlie come pick a beer out of here.
Okay.
So Charlie, you're gonna pick a beer. Try not to look at the ABV. And we'll hand you a microphone and you can describe what it is. But you're gonna have to stand up and pour because the glasses are all over the place. So, you thought you were coming here just to have fun. No, we're gonna make you grain out.
You are gonna drink that beer, sir.
Little did you know.
Little did you know that you were gonna have to drink beer when you came out here for this show.
It's a price I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
You know what? We have good fans.
Fan.
No,
Oh, there's two of them here. They're plural.
Yeah.
We can do plural.
We had fans at Apex, remember?
Oh, I thought they were just stragglers.
There were a couple of them were stragglers.
Hey, look, there's two guys with microphones.
Just crack it open, pour everybody a little pour, and then we'll hand you the mic and you can do the honors. You guys are so nice to put the glasses in front of them. I'm gonna
Look,
make them come
I
back
try
over
to be a considerate human being.
here. Consider it, Dick.
Considerate.
Okay.
Well, look,
I'll put it over
To
there.
be considerate, I don't just pop off everywhere.
Yeah, I like that color. That's a good looking color. This is a Beer Karma beer, by the way.
Beer Karma, folks, it's real.
It's real. So rule number 1,
Don't
on
die.
the podcast, don't die. Rule number 2, don't be a dick. And that covers a lot of things, right? If you're a dick, it just ruins your beer karma. It means you get no free beer. I get a lot of free beer because I'm not a dick.
Most of the time.
There might be one person who thinks I'm a dick. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm looking around. I'm
Yeah,
looking around.
Thank God. Charlie, what we got? You want to hand Charlie the microphone, if you don't mind?
It is a statewide hazy pale ale.
From what brewery?
Four Hands Brewing, St. Louis, Mo.
Okay, let's take a taste, and everybody, let's go guess the ABV.
Man,
Full disclosure, I accidentally saw the ABV, so
Well,
It's okay.
You can judge us.
You can play Bob.
You
Cool.
can play Bob.
I'm Bob.
That's
I had
tasty.
a good run without the St. Louis beers.
Yeah, that's tasty though.
I'm just kidding. I like St. Louis, just not the Cardinals fans.
Shout out to Jeremy Danner, Mr. Four Hands, as I'll call him.
That's a proper name.
Yeah, that's a nice little beer.
Tasty beer.
That's probably 5.1%. I'm going to guess. I mean, it seems very sessionable. You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
I'm gonna go with 5.4.
5'4". Okay.
Damn, I'm gonna have to play the game now.
You gonna go 4 something?
4'9".
5'8".
5'8".
Bust.
5 what? 4'9".
4.
Oh, she's going. Price is Right.
You got 4'9".
Yeah, we both said 4'9". That's fine.
Well,
Is that allowed?
hand Charlie the mic. Charlie, what's the actual?
What's our actual retail ABV?
Actual retail
The actual
ABV?
retail ABV is 5.5.
Oh, right on, buddy. Is there any left in there? It's all yours. That's all yours. Well done. That's probably the best we've done this ever. We're normally really bad at it.
I don't know if we've had an episode where we weren't all like way over.
Yeah.
Usually we shoot over.
Or just terrible.
So are they all pretty tame, or
Say it again.
do you have like big beers?
No, we're just bad at it.
We're just terrible at it.
We're just bad at this game. We made up the game, and we're bad
I'm
at
saying
it.
like, is there usually 5-ish kind of beers, or is there like
No, they're all over the place.
15?
All over the
So this is the way it works. This is the way the mystery beer works. I look in my refrigerator, I grab generally 4 beers, and then I leave my house.
Gotcha.
So there's no rivalry. I mean, one time I showed up and I had like a 14. We had
We had a 14%er.
we had an episode. It was all big beers, and thank God it was at the studio because we live close to the
So
studio.
yeah, we don't have to drive home.
And then, so when we're doing like a pod and it's somebody else at a remote location, so we're using like StreamYard. Well, yeah, we're doing the mystery beers, but it's just Nick and I. So we have to drink. We get done. We got to drink the rest of them.
You can't leave any soldiers behind.
It's not like
No
the
one is
person
soldiers.
in whatever state can help us
Now,
drink it.
we have shipped beers before
Did we?
to remote guests. We did to Ed and Day
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
Ed and Day have a rule. These are 2 comedians in Pittsburgh, and they have a rule. Their rule is if it's over 9.6, you got to warn them.
You got to warn your friends. Yeah. If it's over 9.6.
Problem was Nigel sent him a beer from a brewery where it was written in Sharpie, and so it got smudged off.
The
And
one
so
was
he pours
gone.
the full
Well,
pint glass of like a 10-4.
No. Full disclosure. I thought they were going to be together. They were separate at their houses, so they just split the beers up. And so he ended up with a crowler of a 14% beer.
Was it 14?
Yes.
Oh shit!
And he started drinking it.
He had a good night.
By the end of the podcast, hour and a half in, he was drunk as fuck. Oops.
So we went to the Union Station Beer Festival, and this wasn't like really a planned theme, but everything we brought was like over 9, and so we had like a 9, a 10, a 14.8, and people were like, "What are you trying to do to people?" I was just like, "Oh, I didn't even think about it. Sorry,
Yeah,
man." Like,
hey, it happens.
yeah.
We had a driveway beer share with some friends one time, and everybody brought heavy stouts.
Yeah.
That's all there were in the
Yeah.
coolers.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, look, it was a good night. We had fun.
sometimes you just gotta suck it up.
That's right.
Suck it up.
You
man.
got to do it for the people.
It's because this is the thing. It's beer karma. If I give you a beer and you say, "Oh, it's too much ABV," no. If I give it to you, you have to drink it, sir. Cheryl knows. She's like, hell yeah.
She's like, but if he doesn't, I will.
That's why you come double teaming, right? You know what I'm saying?
Phrasing.
So Jesse,
This is that kind of show now.
it's always been that show. You know that. So how did you end up at 3 Trails?
Like a professional website. Yeah, so I grew up in Kansas City, in the Brookside area. I moved away when I was 20, and I was in Michigan for 14 years, and I was like, hey, like looking for a new gig, I was trying to look for something different. I was like, oh, Kansas City's somewhere I'm looking, it's comfortable. I know people here,
Right.
So that's kind of how it came to fruition.
Was it like a?
Did you come here for 3 Trails, or did that come after you moved back?
Yeah. No, yeah, because I wasn't going to quit my job and move without a job. So
I mean, nobody
do.
ever leaves a job without knowing what they're doing next. That doesn't happen.
Well,
Wow. Well, if you could see video right now of what's going on after you said that, wow.
That was a necessary cry burper.
So did you know the owners at all?
I did not. So I came and interviewed with the guys that I'm now business partners with, and they hired me. I don't know why, but they did.
It's like, yeah, they hired me. What?
I did something right in the interview.
So what's an interview like for a brewer? Do they come in and make you brew something? How's that work?
No, I mean,
instead of bringing a portfolio, do you bring like a cooler of beers?
I mean, you don't wear a suit to a brewing interview. I think people make that mistake. Like, even coming from a large brewery, like, you don't do that. Like,
yeah.
I think that's a
beer
red flag.
Brewers don't wear suits.
Yeah,
I like that.
But yeah, no collared shirt. No, just like be you.
Be who you are. Yeah.
Be you. Be, express like what you can tell them, like what you know and your experience. And I think if you're trying to be somebody you're not, and it's going to be a bad fit.
They'll find out soon enough.
Yeah.
Did you bring beer with you?
No. Definitely not. Because I don't think I had any beer that I brewed. And I don't. Most homebrew sucks. Most, but just be who you are, and express to them like that you know what you're doing. I think like a confidence that you can show your employer, knowing process. Process is everything.
Yeah.
It's not recipe. Recipe means nothing.
Yeah.
It's like
you can have
creating
the greatest recipe of all, but if you fuck up the process.
Yeah. Process or creating a healthy fermentation is everything in making beer. Like you can have the greatest recipe in the world, and if you don't have like a healthy fermentation,
I really wish we had video for this one.
Yeah, if you don't have a healthy fermentation, the beer is going to taste like shit. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing.
So you basically came in to a new brewery situation. Was that the first time you'd come into a situation where it was brand new?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was that like? I mean, that's a different animal than going to a brewery that's already established, right?
Yeah. So I had to establish all my own, I didn't write any SOPs per se, but I had to establish all the process. I put the brew house together. Yeah. Leveled all the tanks, like stuff like that. I wired every single tank in the building, wired it all into the PIDs and everything. So, but that's kind of how I operate. It's kind of like a, I'm going to do it myself, make sure it's done right.
That way if something fucks up.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I should know how to fix it, right?
How long did it take you to get that to get your process down? And
so I'd never. Well, I like to think about the hazy IPA. like I'd never made a hazy IPA at any place that I worked before I came here. Bell's was at the time was like trying to run stuff through their pilot system and try to figure out how to do it, and their hazies still suck. It took me quite a while. Like you were saying that Tony, like this one dropped clear, and it's and I was having that problem for a while, and it took me a while to probably 3 or 4 batches, because I don't do like pilot batches. It took me 3 or 4 batches to make something that didn't drop clear.
Really?
Yeah, within a month or something like that. Yeah.
So if you figured out, maybe you haven't, when you brew something that's not supposed to be clear and it goes clear, what happens?
So what I think was happening in the hazies was I wasn't getting enough soluble protein into the kettle. That's my guess. I've heard through talks from the owner of Omega Yeast that if you dry hop too early, it acts as a fining agent, which is crazy interesting. But yeah, they did a bunch of tests on haze stability. But like I went to brewing school as well, and I was taught how to make clear beer. So
not hazy beers, right? They're
Yeah,
like, your
yeah.
beer should not be hazy.
Yeah. So I was like, everything I was doing was like, you know, based upon trying to make clear beer.
Yeah.
you know.
Where'd you go to brew school at?
Kalamazoo Valley Community College, they actually won a GABF medal this year, which is kind of crazy.
The college did?
The only college it's ever won.
Wow,
shit.
Yeah,
that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, so the guy that put the school together was the head of international brewing for Coors.
Really?
Yeah, for 20 years. He was the director of education for Siebel. So, he built this school or developed this school, and they have a pilot brewery system and all this cool stuff. But they've been doing good work and
It's
pumping
crazy.
out some good brewers.
It's crazy. A lot more schools haven't adopted like a brew school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's a career.
Yeah.
But it's not like I can go down to
I think
KU.
I think we're getting there. We're finally getting to a point where those kind of like trade things are coming back.
Yeah, but maybe. But where in Missouri can you go to what college has a brewing program?
That I don't know.
That's
I
not
think
a thing.
SLU does.
SLU? Oh, SLU?
think SLU
Well,
does.
yeah, St. Louis would make sense. I know you hate St. Losers.
just the baseball fans.
Okay.
There were never football fans there. Just the baseball fans.
No, that's cool though, because the amount of people we talk to, their beer education, it could be formalized or just on the job. It's interesting to find somebody who actually went to brew school. Have we ever talked to anybody that's done that before? I don't think so.
Might have had one. I'm trying to think. Might have had one, but yeah, no, it's not a thing. I feel like education's kind of getting to a point where those kind of things are starting to come back. And
I don't think beer is going away.
No. We have a friend who has said for like 25 years that craft beers, the bubble will burst soon.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Guess what?
Wrong.
It's not.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you've lived in some places where like the Michigan area, like Kalamazoo or Grand Rapids. Their beer scene is old.
Yeah.
And you come here and
These are babies.
I feel like you were
Well done.
working that up.
I
Well done.
almost let that go, but I was like, no, lean into the mic. It caught me by surprise. It really did. Did you rate it? He gave me a 9.
Wow.
Thanks, Charlie. I appreciate that, buddy. Oh, we're about to have
He was kind of stealthy on that rating too.
We're about to have some bicycle days.
So I'm curious. Well, and I'll wait until you pour because I want you to. I want to ask a question that you can answer.
I mean, he can answer. I mean, I can relay it like a translator.
Real time.
Real time, yes.
So what happens? Like you're a brewer. I've never asked this. It fucks up. You don't get what you want. Do you dump? Do you? I always dump out when I fuck up. But I mean, do you just? Do you, hey, I'm going to give it a different name.
So yeah, maybe it could be. It doesn't happen often. Like I'll try not to make it happen often, obviously. But yeah, you could give it a different name. I've never had anything that was wildly different. Like I mentioned that one that was like, okay, I harvested from a dark beer. I know I shouldn't do this. Pitched into something that was supposed to be kind of a light IPA, but it was a red IPA. Yeah. So, I mean, there's that. You absolutely dump. I've dumped a ton of beer, not here, but I've dumped a ton of beer. I've seen 1,000-barrel fermenters dumped to the ground.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
That's got to be a little depressing. Like
I
a
mean,
little tear in your eye.
Yeah, you haven't worked enough places until you dump.
Until you dump some beer.
Yeah, yeah. So another thing that we do a lot of here is barrel-aged sour beer, and there's some barrels back there that are marked to dump because of acetobacter. Kind of has like this nail polish remover character. So I'll dump those, and those barrels get thrown out. because that bacteria kind of sits in there.
Yeah.
And
I bet somebody would like that flavor. There's probably somebody out there.
There's
like, oh
somebody
my God, that's
somewhere
so
who's
that
good.
was great. Well,
That's got a little formaldehyde in it.
yeah. So the perfect example of Acetobacter is like a Bruin or
Yeah.
maybe a Flanders Red.
Yeah.
They both have Acetobacter as the character, but like I'm not going for that. So
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
so those are going to get dumped. I think there's 2 back there, but I think we have 30 barrels right now. So
What are you guys brewing on? What size system?
we have a 10 barrel.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a 10 barrel. We have 4 10 barrel fermenters and a 20 barrel fermenter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So how often are you brewing?
Once or twice a week usually. Yeah, depending on obviously a lot of things, but yeah.
How often? Because you've been doing this 3.5 years now. So how often are you coming up with new beers, new recipes, or are you pretty much kind of repeating?
So we've kind of gotten to the point where I'm repeating a lot of stuff because
what sells.
I prefer that. No, I love making new beer, and that's one of those avenues that I was talking about. Like you appreciate what you do is like making a new beer and having it turn out the way you hoped it would. But yeah, a lot of it is repetitive. Like at this point, which is nice in the sense that I'm not guessing.
Yeah.
anything.
And I think part of that is, you're in the downtown Independence area. At this point, you're a neighborhood brewery.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? You look around the clientele, and many times I've come here, it's a little bit of everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so you almost have to. People are coming looking for that particular beer, so you almost have to have that on tap, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy that the one beer that I should have on tap I don't.
Which one is that?
It's fermenting. So our largest seller is the light lager.
Yeah.
And I knew that coming in. And it's like, it's Independence. It's probably not a big craft beer community. But we're slowly, changing that, mentality. I think, especially here. Like the people that were coming in looking for a Bud Light.
Right.
We're drinking what we call Square Light. It's a enzyme fermented light lager, and it's still the best seller, unfortunately. But a lot of those people that we're drinking that have migrated to different options.
And that's the nice thing. You can get them in here, give them that gateway beer.
Yeah.
Because I have people as a beer tender. I have people. I don't like sours. I'm like, you just haven't had the right one. I don't like stouts. You haven't had the right one. And and inevitably, I don't like IPAs. You haven't had the right one. But
I agree with
to
you.
get them in the door and to give them something and be like, I love that.
That's your favorite. That's your favorite challenge.
One of my best friends is not a beer guy, and every time whatever city he's living in, I just drag him to breweries, and I can always get him on something barrel aged because he loves whiskey. And the last time I hung out with him, we were in D.C., and Other Half Brewing has a brewery there, and he drank some IPAs. I was like, what the fuck?
What happened?
Yeah.
Where you been hanging out?
Because now IPAs, it's not just old school West Coast, which is my jam, but the IPAs now can be fruity. Depending on was that a burp?
That was weak.
You know what?
That was a cry burp.
You know what? That was a good attempt. Like he
cry
said, he was not a burper. he opened the show. He's like, look, I don't burp. I'm not good at it.
Oh my god!
But you know what? He leaned in.
Should we edit
he
that
said,
out?
I'm going to go for
Should
it.
we edit that
no. I'm going to make that a drop.
Can you
boost it up.
elevate the
Put
volume?
We're gonna have that in like the next 6 episodes as a drop.
Put some DBs on there. It'll be fine. Some bass and some DBs. That'll be fine. It's gonna sound like Godzilla.
I'd appreciate that.
That's
Put
hilarious.
a little auto tune on that. We'll be fine.
So you're 3.5 years in. What's the journey been like for you?
I've really enjoyed it at times, and I hate going on vacation. Because it's not vacation.
Because you can't get.
Yeah,
can't
well,
not
Is it
stop
because you're
thinking
thinking
it?
about the beer, or because you're just trying everybody else's beers?
No, it's like, oh man, I got to come back and I got twice as much work.
Because there's nobody picking up the slack when you leave.
Yeah, no, there isn't anybody at this point, but so I basically do all the brewing aspects, cellaring, whatever you want to call it. But you know, I get a lot of help when it comes to packaging, which I hate. So yeah, we had a regular come in and a friend of mine come in yesterday, help us package some beer. He's like, "This is really repetitive."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite part.
Look. Trust me. During the COVIDs, when I was working at Windshift, and we've gotten October, we were canning one can at a time.
Oh, good Lord.
One can at a time. I was like, kill me now. You know, the canning thing, manually canning, if you do 3 or 4, 5, 6, you know, it's kind of fun. When you got to do when you've got to do 150 cans individually at a time, it's brutal. It's brutal.
Where does he have a canner now?
No, he's not.
Where
big
would he
enough.
put one?
He's not big enough.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, where could he fit one? I mean, he brews in a closet.
Yeah, pretty rough. Yeah,
He makes good beer though.
He makes great beer, but his brewery is the size of a shoebox.
It is.
Yeah.
I would pull my hair out.
Yeah, his brew house. My apartment is like 4 times bigger. I'm like, you come brew at my house, it'll be fine.
Actually, can we make that happen?
I've got a stove.
Can we make that, Tony? We're gonna move your brewery.
I got a big pot and a stove. Start brewing. Solar Tsunami on 3rd Street, right next to Grand
Tony,
Success.
we've solved your problems.
3rd Street Solar. Yeah, there you go.
We love you, Tony. Tony is a regular listener, by the way. So
Hi, Tony.
yeah, exactly. See, he's gonna appreciate that. Should we have another mystery beer?
I believe we need another mystery beer. It's time.
Cheryl, it's your turn. Come grab a beer out of the mystery beer bag. You don't want to do it?
We're gonna make
Steph?
Stephanie do it then. Stephanie has to.
Steph's like,
She's like, wait, you're gonna give me instruction? I like to follow directions.
Pull with a sticker before I forget.
say it again. Yeah, you can put the sticker up there. I'm surprised I've never put one up there.
This is called Puppies with Lasers.
Okay, from where?
Double shift.
From where? You don't know the brewery?
Sorry, it's in really big letters. Grains and Taps.
She's teaching your children, folks.
Shout out to Brad for donating beers for the podcast
Read
tonight.
the can.
You say it again?
Read the can.
Yeah, read the can. Well, the letters are too big.
I didn't know. I screwed
She
up
makes me
too.
nervous pouring it
I was
over
like,
my
what am I
road
I
supposed
love
to
that. She's walking around. Charlie, do you have another sticker? Do you need another one? I mean, for your collection.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm glad we have stickers again. For those who are listening, if you need stickers, just holler at me. Slide into my DMs.
Just the DMs.
Oh yeah, you can.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can
Oh,
see
you
that.
can see.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Fancy.
Did you like have a trip and come up with that, or what happened?
I think Albert did.
Shout out to Albert.
I'm going to say this is actually one of my favorite beers.
Yeah, puppies with lasers, because they do have lasers.
Freaking lasers on their freaking foreheads.
It's tasty.
Always a taste. That's always a tasty beer. And again, I should know the ABV. I think it's 6.5. I think it's 6.5%.
I go 6.2.
6.2.
I'm going to go 6'4".
How many? 6'1". Charlie.
That's what I said. You can't say
0.1.
6.4.
Price is Right rules.
6-0.
6.0.
Did you look?
What did I say? 6.
I said 6.2.
6.5. I don't know what the fuck I said.
I had 6'4". What actual retail ABV?
7.0.
7. Oh, we're all below. It doesn't drink like 7% though. No, that's very.
I agree.
Dare I say, sneaky ABV.
And this is the most consistently not bad we've been at this game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it's dumb luck. This is not that we're getting better. This is dumb luck.
I'll take it. So
What is your favorite beer that you do here?
Oh my.
Like, what's the one that you feel like you knock out of the park?
I wouldn't go there. I would say.
What's the one that you feel like you hit a solid single?
You got on first base.
Maybe I walked. I don't know.
I think the lagers do well. I like the way they turn out. A lot of people don't do that kind of thing. All the lagers are filtered. It's all like really good, clean beer. What I think I typically like as far as a flavor profile, I like our Belgian style beers.
You guys killing on stouts though.
Yeah. The stouts are good.
Yeah, I've taken. Shout out to Kenny in Oklahoma City, my homeboy Kenny. I always take him. So he'll go on Untapped, and different breweries around town be like, "Can you go pick that up? Can you go pick that up? You go pick that up?" Yeah.
Thanks.
And so
Yeah,
But what's awesome about Kenny is then all of a sudden he shows up in Nigel's alley.
You got those for
And
me?
he pops open his trunk, and
with beer.
it's like this 1980s drug deal from Miami Vice. It's just like this trunk full of beer from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's,
But he loves some Three Trails, and you guys kill the stouts. I've had many beers shared at my house because I told some people this the other day. You guys are underrated in Kansas City.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Between the most underrated breweries in Kansas City, you guys and Grains and Taps. Absolutely.
Yeah, Grains and Taps does really good stuff.
And a lot of times people are like, "Where's Three Trails?" I've never been there. I'm like,
it's where the Three Trails meet.
Remember that Oregon Trail video game?
Yeah.
It's where you
that's
don't
right.
die.
That was a video game.
You
wasn't it,
don't
really?
die of dysentery.
You're starting in Independence, Missouri.
There you go. Also, a lot of Mormons here, right?
That's true.
Mormons,
There is.
the underwear kind and the non-underwear kind.
Right. Both of the Independence and Utah variety.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, and I was asking you about the ones you like because I was curious if the one you like that you think you do the best is that the one that sells the best?
No, not necessarily. I
always
just
think
tend.
it's interesting to see what like sometimes what the brewer loves is not what.
So every brewer loves beer that doesn't taste like a floral, fruity bouquet. It's like, okay, so I just want something that tastes like
beer.
Yeah, beer-flavored beer.
Yeah.
Like Banquet. Coors Banquet is the best beer of all time.
Look, shout out to the Coors Banquet beer. No.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
I'm going to disagree. If we're going to just
Or
go,
Saison DuPont. That's my.
yeah, okay.
That's my
Well,
second.
if we're going to go just like macro beer, Miller High Life, man.
No.
Oh wow.
I do love me some Millers,
Yeah.
but
All the Millers.
the Coors Banquet.
The Coors.
The Coors Banquet.
I was more of a
is-
Coors
is
Light
the
guy.
Jam, and if I was stranded on a desert island or tropical island with no beer, it would be Saison DuPont.
Well, because you're fancy. That's why. That's Saison DuPont.
That's pinky
Saison
up.
DuPont.
That's pinky up.
Saison DuPont.
Yeah, you got to say it like that. You have to.
I mean,
And if you've
you
never
do.
watched the video of DuPont Brewery on YouTube, you need to.
Really?
Because it's like, it gives me goosebumps. I'm just like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Really? So now we need to go watch this
Yeah.
Saison DuPont
Yeah.
on YouTube.
And you know Saison DuPont, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So what is your... He talked about brewing. Do you gravitate to a style that you like to drink? I mean, you said that particular
No,
beer,
no.
but you drink all the things.
It's what sells kind of thing, you know? It's like,
But no, if you're out and about,
If you're gonna hit another brewery,
and what?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a Pilsner. It's a lager.
Yeah, same here.
It's
Because
like-
that way
it's
you
like
get judged
can't-
the brewery.
You can't fuck this up.
And we
Like-
talk about that a lot. If your Pilsner's fucked up, I'm going to say the rest of your beers are not going to be great.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing hiding anything.
And I think most if they don't think they can do it, I don't think they would do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not gonna see it. It may be a thing. Well, I'm not gonna do a Pilsner. Fuck that, because
Fuck that up.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say I've ever had. That's a lie. I'm about to lie on myself. I've been to a few places. I was like, good try on the Pilsner or the lager, but no.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I'm not going to taste your other beers, But that's normally my thing when I go to a town and I go to a brewery. I'm like, if they have a lager, I'm like, let's start with that. You know what I'm saying? Just to see.
Can I taste it?
Can I taste it?
I've been places I'm like, no. I was like, I really didn't like this, and I never wanted to, be the person like, oh, I work at a brewery, I know what I'm talking about. No, it's like I try to fly under the radar.
Yeah, don't drop.
It's like I really don't like this. Like I'll pay for it, but
I work at a brewery
Can I get
card.
something else?
I'll just chug it personally. Yeah. If it's terrible, I'll just chug it. It's fine.
Hold your breath.
Yeah, hold your nose.
Pinch your nose and go.
I've been there before.
Yeah. So what's your plan going forward? Obviously, you guys are established. I mean, think about where you guys are still in a fucking brewery desert. It's the only brewery. The next closest brewery is either Windshift or Apex.
Yeah.
But they're not. Neither one's
the
close.
other side of town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We're exploring all our options, I think. Like I said, we do distribute to, I think, almost 35 locations now.
That's awesome.
And I think a lot of it has to do with, like our success there has to do with people actually trying the beer. So it's like you can throw your beers on a shelf and it gets lost in the mix. We're trying to do a lot of tastings, and those have been super successful. It's just like, hey, just try this.
Yeah, because you don't know.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I can't go to, Lucas Liquor and know what the hell to buy.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, that label looks cool.
that label looks very trippy.
Some of those stores are they're too big.
Buy that,
they're too big for you to go in and, right?
No, I mean, as I'm getting into the distribution game, not distribution, but like sales game, yeah, you go into like a Hy-Vee. Even when it says local, it's a shit ton of beer.
Well, we've learned on this show, doing the show, we've learned what local means. According to the IRS, that's a 4-hour
local
drive.
means regional.
It really is.
It means within a 4-hour drive.
Yeah,
really?
that's local, according to the IRS. And of course, they don't. Yeah, whatever. IRS, you owe me some money, I'm sure.
Or you're about to be audited.
Look, Beers with
One of the
Nigel,
two.
sponsored by the IRS.
I'm sure that's going to get us lots of fans. Hey, what's that one show? It's sponsored by the IRS. We love them.
No, if you listen, you get a tax credit.
They just handing that shit out.
I didn't say
you
what
can
kind
write
of
off
tax
10
credit.
cents.
For every episode you listen to.
Yeah. Well, brother, it's been a long time coming. Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Yeah.
We've gone back and forth for a while, but here we are. We finally did it.
We're here, the Square in Independence.
We've almost done a podcast with all of Eastern Jackson County. The only brewery we have left is Smoke.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think that's it.
Get their meatloaf. That shit's fire.
The meatloaf, oh yeah.
That shit's
Mom.
so fire.
The meatloaf. Now. Yeah.
I've never been to a restaurant and ordered meatloaf until I went there, and I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to say something. Their food game is stepping up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their beers are good.
Yeah. No, their beers, I mean, shout out to Spencer. He's doing a fine job. But if people wanted to follow you guys on the socials, where would they find Three Trails?
3 Trails Brewing.
.com.
On Instagram.
On
3
the
Trails
gram.
Brewing on Facebook. And
Facebook.
Are you on the tweeters?
We don't really tweet too much, I don't think.
You got to get on Beer Twitter.
Beer Twitter.
Beer. It's just Twitter, but it's beer people.
Okay.
It's the best social media for beer, I think. The rest of it,
And obviously Untapped, but don't leave a review if you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well,
Nigel has rules for Untapped.
I mean, I judge.
Or don't leave
I judge.
rating.
No, you can leave a rating, but my rule is if you're going to disparage a beer, at least know what the fucking style is. And if you don't know, if you don't know what the
I don't
style,
like sour beer.
Yes.
Well, then why did you fucking order?
Yes, right. and
Well, there's a difference between bad beer and a difference between you just don't like that kind of beer.
No,
right?
Agreed. 100%.
This is the thing.
100%.
There's no such thing as bad beer. There's no such thing. It might not be to your liking.
There is a thing.
But you might have brewed
bad beer.
You might have brewed a thing or had a thing. You're like, oh, that it was terrible, or there was something wrong with it, or infected, or something like. But generally, 99% of the beers, it's either you don't like it, or you know what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
don't. Rule number 2.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Well, I think that goes to my episode 1. I didn't like sours, but I didn't really know what I was talking about.
Exactly. So you just have the right one. You just need to be coached up. It's fine.
Sure.
Look at you now.
Look at now. Courtney, I love you.
He had beers from service, and that just changed his life.
That's true. It's true.
He's a sucker. So
Fanboy.
so no Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and the website.
Yep.
So if you go, fun fact. So when I posted that we were coming here today, if you go to their Facebook page, the first day they opened, on their header page, I'm in the picture.
Is that where you got that?
Yeah, I just stole it.
He's
off
like,
their
give me a
page.
beer.
Yeah. Well, we came the first day, and we had no idea. And I was like, wow. And it's Bob Keane and Dave Templeman. It's a whole group of us. We were like, and they've never changed that header. So I'm right there to the right. So go.
Oh, we saw.
Yeah, that's how.
Look, here's
I've
the thing.
seen it.
If you have a tap room, Nigel will appear at some point.
That is true. That is true.
Strong work.
Yeah.
Strong work.
I mean,
Look,
just
he's dedicated to his profession?
is it?
Is that the word?
No, it's not a hobby anymore because I'm getting money to do it.
That's true. You are a professional.
I'm professional.
So I'm not sure if I haven't been to anything that's open in the KC Metro. But challenge me. Where would you think I haven't been? What's brand new?
Brand
You would
new.
know better.
Have you been to Broken Hatchet in Belton?
Yes.
Tall Trellis.
Yes.
I haven't been there yet.
Oh, really?
Oh, so you're actually a brewer that actually gets around.
Yeah, I don't have kids.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, and I have a soon-to-be wife, but that's it.
Well, no, that's the thing we talk about.
If you'd like to get married on the Beers with Nigel podcast,
Nah, that's probably not gonna happen.
You could.
Or we could officiate.
Look,
People are like, who are those guys over in the corner?
I am an internet ordained minister.
Yeah, you are. .com. Have you been to Calibration?
That's going hard in the paint. Right there.
Yeah.
No.
I've never been there.
I have not.
I've never
Too
been.
late now.
Well,
they
yeah, they're
sold
closing.
it. Or they're closing, or they're selling it, or
Too late
whatever.
now.
Something.
Have you been to
You've been to Boulevard.
Experiment?
I have. Yes.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah, we went to air show.
Oh, no shit.
I was like, hey, let's go see.
Shout out to Gardner. Yeah. Gardner, Kansas.
I like their theme. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I thought they did some nice beers.
Having a
Have
chemistry
you
background.
been up to St. Joe
Yeah.
for the 2 breweries there?
I have not been to.
Angry Swedes?
Obviously, no, I have not.
That's worth the trip.
Yeah.
It's a fun, interesting.
That building is building is cool.
And
Like the whole space.
Okay.
Is
And they've got a speakeasy below the brewery,
Okay.
and the brewer lives above the brewery
And,
Don't
and
go
if you
anywhere.
go into the
in the vault. He lives in the vault.
Well, that's the kid's bedroom. His
Yeah.
kid's bedroom is the vault.
There used to be a bank.
And if you want to go into their walk-in cooler, you've got to get on your knees. It's about 3 feet tall.
That's about like River Bluff in River Market. Have you been down there?
Yes, I have.
Did they take you to the walk-in? Well, it's more of a stoop in because you can't.
No, I've not been through. Like I've just been to the tap room.
Yeah. Well, it's right. Yeah. Next time you go, get
Get a tour.
It's probably 5'6" tall, so I had to duck to get in there, and I can't stand up all the way. But Alex, the tap room manager, who's like 5'3", it's perfect for him. He can just walk right in. We always give him shit about that.
Why'd you design this? Why did you design this?
Well, it's the Alex room.
I think it's just the way that building is so old. The ceiling is just so low. They had to. That's the only place they could do it. And fun fact, all those half-barrel kegs come down the stairs manually.
No, that's not fun.
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Your walk-in
Yeah.
looks perfectly placed.
It's quite nice. Except for we're sitting above a walk-in downstairs. As well. So
that's right.
So we have like inventory downstairs as well.
Yeah,
but
the downstairs is pretty fucking creepy. I would say that.
It is super creepy.
Jessie Hobbs has done a Christmas party downstairs, and there's a little kind of an alley thing. I don't know what you even call it, but it feels like you could die down there. Just saying.
So shameless plug. We will have a Halloween haunted house down there this year.
Oh, nice.
With a cocktail bar. It's
Halloween
not
cocktails.
It's not running. It's not being run by the same company that was doing it last year, so it should be a lot better.
We'll leave them nameless.
So we're actually running it this year. So.
Yeah. Nick, where can they find us on the socials, man?
Well, on the socials, we are Beers with Nigel on Facebook, the Twitters, the Instagrams, MySpace.
MySpace, yeah.
Yeah, you can go to MySpace. Find us.
Pinterest.
Pinterest, yeah, absolutely. If you want to learn to make a Beers with Nigel charcuterie board, you can go right to Pinterest. We're on there. And you can listen to the Beers with Nigel podcast.
I like that. I like that. The Beers with Nigel charcuterie board.
I feel like somebody needs to make that
Pinterest
happen now.
I think that could be a big seller.
Right.
Our
You
faces-
want Nigel's favorite crockpot recipes? Just go to Pinterest.
No, I'm thinking like our faces but cut
Nigel's
into
hot
meats and
recipes.
cheeses.
I feel like, I'm going to be like a pimento loaf.
Oh, Lord. Where else can they find us?
You can listen to the Beers with Nigel podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps, including if you got one of them, our Alexa devices. Hey, Alexa, play the Beers with Nigel podcast.
I'm cracking up because people are coming in looking over here like, what the fuck is going on? Some dudes with some
Is that guy
microphones.
famous?
Does
he play sports ball?
He's wearing a medium. Don't make fun of him.
That's a medium. All right.
I'm going to hit a button now.
Drive safely.
Good night.
You've been listening to Beers with Nigel, a show about beer and other stuff, hosted by Nigel Woodbury and that other guy, Nick Parker. Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, providing bumper-to-bumper graphic design, promo products, and print services. Find them at direoil.com. Beers with Nigel is a proud member of the Fredcast Network and is available on all of your favorite podcast flavors. Find Beers with Nigel on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and ask Alexa to play the Beers with Nigel podcast.